Yo, tidy people, welcome to Ertidy YouTube channel. In this video, I will show you how to compute z-scores and how to interpret it in a proper way. As you know, z-score is a statistical measurement of how far the data spread from its mean value in standard deviation units. And when we transform the variable into z-score value, the mean is always 0 and the standard deviation is 1. I'll provide it later. And z-score is so useful if you want to compare variables and if you want to detect outliers, because variable which has z-score value more than +3 or -3, we can identify it as outliers. Or if you just want to identify the variability of the data. To get the z-score value, you just need to subtract the data points with new or the mean value and then divide the result with the standard deviation. Now let's compute the z-score value with SPSS. Actually, it's so easy. First, you need to prepare a dataset, and I'll provide these two variables. The first one is the math score and the second one is the parents' income. These variables are using different kinds of number. The first one is only small numbers below 100 value, and the second one is big numbers which use thousands value, because we'll see the result and how to interpret it in right way. Now to compute z-scores, go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, and then choose Descriptives. Then you'll see this Descriptives dialog box. Now move the variables you want to compute the z-score. For the first one, we want to check the math score. So move the variable to the variable box in the dialog box. And the important thing is, at the bottom you see the save standardized value as variables. This one will compute the z-scores automatically and make it as a new variables next to your variables. Check it because we want to compute the z-scores, and you can check the options to show any statistical measurement that maybe you want to show. I'll just leave it for now, and then okay. Now you see the descriptive output at the output window, and let's take a look at the data window. Now you have zmat underscore score as a new variable in your data view window. So we have this z-score value as our variables. So how to interpret this value so it has more meaning? First, go to descriptive output in the output window, and let's remember the mean value of the math score. The mean value is 75.3. So keep this in mind, and let's compare it in the data window so we get the more meaningful data. First, let's check the properties. The first data point has the negative properties, which means the data is below the mean. Remember, the mean is 75.3. So it's right that the math score is 63 points in the data point. So the data is below the mean. And when you get the positive properties, such as the math score is 95, the z math score is 1.80. It means the positive properties indicates that the score is above the means. And if the z-mat score is 0, it means the data point is equal to the mean. So in this 10 data, we didn't find any 0 value, which means there is no data that has the exact value with the mean score. Now let's take a look at the numbers. For the first data point, -1.12486, it means the data is minus 1.12586 times the standard deviation below the mean value. So if we calculate this value and we multiply the z-score with the standard deviation and we add it to the mean value, you will get this match score exactly. And if we get the positive value, such as this 95 point, it means the data is 1.8161 times above the mean in standard deviation units. So that's how to interpret the z-scores in the right way. The greater the z-scores, the farther the value from the mean value. And let's transform this parent's income too in z-scores variables. Okay, now we need to transform this parents. Okay, now remember the mean is 3230, and we have almost the same exact numbers with the z-match score for the z parents incomes. So we can compare it and we will know that which data points that has more variability in each data. So it's more easy to compare rather than we compare 4-digit numbers to 2-digit numbers. And now let's check the mean value and the standard deviation value of the z-score variables. As you know, the z-score variables always has the mean value 0 and the standard deviation 1. Go to Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, Descriptives, and let's give all the variables into the variables box so we can calculate it and compare it in one output window. Okay, now the first one and the second one of the row is the original data points. It has the mean for the parents' income is 3230 and the standard deviation is 821. And the match scores, it has 75.3 mean and 10.93465 standard deviation. And if we convert or transform it into z-score value, each one of them exactly has the 0 value for the mean and 1 exact value for the standard deviation. So it's easy to compare and to transform this data into the z-score value because we can compare it because it has the same mean value and the same standard deviation value. So if you want to transform your data point to z-score, it's actually easy, and you can convert it and you can prove it that z-score always has mean value of 0 and the standard deviation is always 1. That's it. Hope this video will be useful for you. See you in another video.